But the dorm room was only the first step. I went to see a counselor at the psychology department. And I told her about what happened on the bridge and how I thought about killing myself. And, she didn't judge me or anything. She just listened. And she said that she would be willing to work with me if I wanted her to.
That's great. That took a lot of guts. I'm proud of you.
Well, I never would have had the nerve if you hadn't encouraged me.
Well, I'm glad I could help. Now, if I could just help myself...
Well, what about the job at the garage?
No, there's nothing there.
Well, I know lots of people. I could ask around and see if anybody's looking to hire a hardworking, intelligent, handsome guy.
You've got enough of your own problems. The origins of Western civilization. Man. Glad that's yours, not mine. Listen, you hit the books, and I'm going to hit the winettes.
Wait. Thanks for the present. And remember, you've got a date for homecoming.
So do you.
Is that everything?
Yeah. Thank you, Renee, for helping me pack Charles' things. I don't know if I could have done it without you.
Sweetie, you're a lot stronger than you think you are.
Yeah, I hope so. Listen, I've got to tell you about a decision I made. I can't go through with this marriage. When I get back to Landview, I'm going to get an annulment. Lee! Please, Renee, you've got to let me do this my way. I have Mary Lynn to think about.
Honey, now listen, we have been through this before, and we have decided that you'd do much better for Mary Lynn as Mrs. Charles Sanders.
Look, all she needs to know is that she has my love, and that love has to be based on honesty and trust.
Your marriage was honest.
Renee, it was just a piece of paper. My God, how am I going to tell her that I go away for the weekend with a man I barely know, and I come back his widow? I can hardly believe it. Whoa, she hears that, she is going to think I'm some sort of cheap opportunist, and you know what? She wouldn't be far from wrong.
Okay, but when you are protecting her, don't protect her so much that you're going to lose the brass ring.
I am sorry, but my mind is made up. I am going back, and I'm going to get a quiet annulment, and hopefully I will not cause any public scandal.
What if you can't get an annulment?
Then I am going to renounce Charles's estate.
Oh, Lord. Lord, save me from reformed ex-hookers.
But Renee...
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, I've seen all this before. You just have been concentrating on all the bad in your life so much that you're just drowning in the good. You have nothing to feel guilty about, honey. You have nothing to feel guilty about. Your heart has been pure. Your soul has been your own. I just don't want you to punish yourself by walking away from the chance of a lifetime.
Renee, I know what you're trying to do. And I can't say I am not tempted by the Sanders' wealth and fortune. I can't say that. I'd be crazy if I weren't tempted, but I have my daughter to think about. And if I have to lose her respect, then it's not worth it to me.
Okay, if you feel so strongly about it, I'm not going to try to talk you out of it. But I don't want you to be so naive to think that Mrs. Elizabeth Sanders is going to let you off so easily.
I know, but I'm going to have to try, aren't I? Look, I got to go catch that plane. Thank you for being such a wonderful friend in all this.
Honey, I'm going back to Landview with you.
What?
I couldn't let you face this next step all by yourself, and I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Thank you. How's Elizabeth?
Half awake, half asleep. I envy her. I haven't been able to do anything but walk the halls.
Katie, you don't have to be in control with me. If you want to cry, go ahead, cry. It's all right.
No, Patrick, I have to go to the courthouse and talk to my mother, and then I'm going to go see Cord.
All right. Fine. Don't worry about anything here. I'll stay until the doctor arrives.
Thank you. I'll be back as soon as possible.
Kate, I'll always be here for you. You know that. Hello, this is Patrick London. We spoke the other day. Yeah, that's right. I said I had some information for your people at the Security and Exchange Commission. I realize that particular incident of the scandal at the Wall Street offices happened several years ago, but one of the suspects managed to slip through your fingers. But never mind how I know. The important thing is that if I reveal the name, I want to make sure that it gets to someone with the power to do something about it. John Rappaport, all right? Fine, I'll call him and I'll give him the information. Thank you. Okay, sis. You want to play hardball? That's what we'll play.
Before pronouncing sentence, do you have anything to say, Mrs. Roberts?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. I've done a lot of terrible things in my life. But I never meant to hurt anyone. And I swear to you, I did not kill Maria Roberts. Your Honor, I'm not begging you for mercy. I'm asking you for justice.
I can't help but be moved by your impassioned plea, Mrs. Roberts. However, it's been demonstrated in this court that your actions often belie your words. I agree with the jury that you were intent on preserving your secret about the true parentage of your child, and that in desperation, you willfully murdered Maria Roberts. Accordingly, I have no choice but to sentence you to life in prison, with the possibility of parole after 20 years. You'll have 24 hours to settle your affairs. Bail will remain the same. Tomorrow at this time, officers of the court will escort you to Statesville Prison. May God be with you. This court is dismissed.
Honey, why don't you come inside? Lie down for a while, huh?
Vicky, I want to touch everything. I want to remember all the sounds and smells of everything here.
Is there anything we can get you, Tina?
I want my baby. I want to hold my baby.
Tina, I heard about what happened today, and I'm very sorry.
Please, can I hold out?
Why don't you take him upstairs? You two can be together. If you need anything, you just let us know, okay?
I have all I need now.
Good.
Come on.
That was very nice of you, Gabby.
I couldn't keep her from holding out, particularly when she's been through what she's been through today. I think that it's totally injustice that an innocent woman be sent away for the rest of her life. Much more so than the murder of Maria Roberts.
That's not something we're going to stand still for. Asa, you know everybody who's anyone in this town. Isn't there something that can be done to overturn this verdict?
Is Victoria Buchanan asking Lace to throw his weight around?
Yes, I don't normally approve of your methods, but right now my sister's life is at stake. I'd like you to use your influence to keep her out of jail.
Sweetheart, you can't ask the man.
Why not?
Yes, she can. Your sister needs help. She's going to get it.
Thank you, Asa. You never cease to amaze me.
I never cease to amaze myself, but one of the family gets fired at. We circle the wagons. We start shooting back.
Jeff, what about your appeal?
I promise you, Vicky, I'll do everything that I can to get this verdict overturned.
All right, then, gentlemen, let's get started.
Max, we've all been wondering where you've been.
I was trying to have a word with the judge. Fat chance. Where's Tina? Aaron said she was out here.
She took Al upstairs. She wanted to be alone with me for a while.
Maybe, but I think she wanted to see me. Vicky's all right?
Go ahead. I have never in my life seen Tina so silent, so devastated. Maybe Max can cheer her up.
Vicky, I don't want to add to Tina's misery at the moment, but there's something I must ask you.
About the baby?
Yes. You know Tina better than anyone does. And now that she's facing prison, do you think she will give Al up to me?
Tina?
Go away.
I think I know how you've been feeling.
No, you don't. Nobody does.
Well, I do know that it is no good for you to be alone.
I'm not alone. I've got Al. At least for 24 hours, I do.
I do not care what that judge says. You're not going to spend 1 minute behind those bars.
Look, Max, I don't want a pep talk, all right? We both know what is ahead of me. And that is a lifetime in a hellhole called Statesville.
It may seem that way right now.
It doesn't seem. It is. In fact, I don't even know why the judge bothered to sentence me for life. He might as well just said 1 year, because I don't think I'm going to make it 12 months in there.
Tina, let me have the baby.
No.
Tina.
He's the only thing I have to hold on to.
Tina, please. Come on out. Let's go lay down.
I tried to be brave, Max. You saw me. You know I tried.
Hey, I did, and you were wonderful.
No, I was panicked. Max, I don't want to die. I don't want to die in some prison.
Nobody is going to hurt you. Got that? Nobody.
Yeah, you can't promise me that. Max, I have to face facts, and the facts are that I was convicted and sentenced.
Listen, all of your family and all of your friends are behind you. We're not going to let this sentence stick.
And what about Al? Look, I know Gabrielle is sad that I'm going to prison, but this is the perfect opportunity for her to try to take my baby back.
Do not even think about that.
I have to think about it. Al is the most important thing in my life. I'm not just going to give him up.
No one says you have to.
Oh, but they will. I know they will, and that's why I have to do something fast. And I need your help, Max. You're the only one who can help me. You see, I gave it a lot of thought. And you and I can leave together today.
Leave. Tina, wait just a minute. I don't think you want to...
No, you and I can go to Buenos Aires. Max, you, Al, and I can be a family, just like you always wanted. Max, you know you want me. Well, now you can have me. And we will be together forever. Welcome home.
Mary Lynn, honey.
You asked me to move back in while you were out of town. Well, I did. And I'm very glad I did.
I was hoping to find you here when I got home. How about a big hug for your daddy, huh? You know, I guess I was right, huh? When I said a little time away from each other might be good.
Well, it did me a lot of good. I realized I couldn't stay in the shack forever. I started classes today,
Good.
and I'm even going to be seeing the counselor.
Oh, honey. And from now on, I'm going to sit back and enjoy watching you go through life yourself, your own decisions, huh?
I've been waiting to hear you say that. So, tell me all about your trip.
Well, I saw a few studios, and, well, some of the news I picked up was a bit disturbing.
What news?
Rumor has it Dorian is negotiating to sell WVLE.
Do you know the buyer?
That, my dear, is the worst part. Charles Sanders. Since he's such a good friend of your mother's, that doesn't make him a big fan of me. And I may be looking for a job if the deal goes through.
This is what I need. 2 unemployed men in my life.
Oh, how do you mean, two?
Well, Wade isn't having much luck finding a job. So unfair. He's talented, hardworking, ambitious.
Sounds like the kind of person we need at the studio.
Do you mean you might have a job for him?
Well, if I still have a job myself, I'll see what I can find for Wade. I think he deserves a break, don't you?
Yes, he does. And I think he'll be very grateful.
There you go, see? Now that we're back together, there isn't anything we can't handle, is there?
Dad,
Yeah?
there's something that I need to tell you.
You need money for these books, right?
No, it's not about money. I've decided to take a room on campus.
Oh, sweetheart, if you need more space, we can convert the extra room up there into an
That's
office
not the
for
kind
you.
of space I'm talking about. It's more of an emotional thing. A sense that I'm living on my own and taking care of myself.
Well, honey, why can't we take care of each other as we did before? You know, with mutual respect this time, huh?
I hope we can, and I think the best way for us to start is for you to respect my decision to move out.
Honey, you just moved back. It's a chance for us to get our family back together. Don't quit now, huh?
I'm not quitting. I'll just be living a mile or so away. We can talk every day on the phone.
Oh, it's not the same, is it?
I'm sorry, Dad. But I think the best way for us to grow closer is for me to learn that I can stand on my own. I want to be your grown-up daughter, not your little girl anymore.
I see.
I'm sorry, Dad. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Well, no, it's not that. It's a very effective little speech, isn't it? Who wrote it for you, Lee?
I was wondering when you would throw Lee's name into this.
Well, she's the one behind this whole idea, isn't she?
Lee has no idea about my decision. My decision, Dad.
All right, let's leave Lee out of it. I still think it's a lousy idea.
You haven't changed a bit, have you? After all you talk about respect, you still think I'm a child.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm not telling you what to do. It's just I want what's
What
best
you
for you,
want.
that's all.
What Lee wants. Well, what about what I want? I'm through trying to prove myself to you and Lee. I'm living for myself and by myself, and I don't need anyone's permission.
Court, I was praying you'd be here. My mother around, I really need to talk to her.
No, she's not. It's all over, Kate. The judge just sentenced Tina to life in prison.
Oh, God, no. What a horrible day.
You know, I wanted to go up there and tell her how sorry I was for all this. In my mind, I know a great injustice has been done here today. In my heart, I just can't help thinking of the things that she's done to me. Oh, honey, all I've been doing is feeling sorry for myself, and I've been doing that for too long. We're gonna get past this. Things are gonna get better. We're gonna make them better. I promise you that.
You know, some things can never be made better.
Honey, what is the matter?
My dad went away for a few days, and we got a phone call today. He's dead, Carl. My father died.
Tina, you can run away from Landview, but you can't run away from who you are.
Yeah, but I can be like a different person. I can be a loving mother to Alan, a loving partner to you.
Tina, listen to me. I sold the ranch in Argentina. We can't go there even if we wanted to.
So we'll buy a new one. Max, you've got a lot of money. We're going to have a wonderful future together.
What kind of future is that? Always looking over our shoulders? It's not one for Al. His life is here. Our life is here.
Yeah, well, what kind of life is Al going to have with me rotting in Statesville?
Look, I told you. I am not going to let them lock you up. If you just give me the chance, I would move the heaven and the earth just to be together with you.
Yeah, but when you say together, you don't include Al.
Tina, it's time for Al to have his bottle.
I'll give him his bottle.
We'll be fine with Gabrielle.
No, he won't. Look, I know what you're trying to do, Gabrielle. You were trying to take him away from me.
Tina, don't.
No, I might as well tell her, okay? I am not going to give my baby up. I'm going to fight this thing to the end because nobody's going to take him away from me. Tina, you have to face facts now. Look, just let me give him his bottle. I'll take him outside, give him some fresh air. I'll bring him right back to you when he's finished.
Can you let her do it?
All right. But only for a little while. Tina, I want you to know I'm very sorry things happened this way.
She is not your enemy if you just give her the chance.
Max, I think I need to be alone now, okay?
Of course. Listen, I think you could probably use a little bit of rest, so maybe you should go to your room.
I want to be near Al. And Al's things.
I understand.
Where's Kate?
She's going to find Cord.
And you stayed behind.
Well, I know I'm not your favorite person, but I thought you might need some company.
Well, dear boy, I know I haven't been your favorite either.
At times like these, old grudges don't matter much, do they?
Excuse me. I told the butler to let
Get
me
out.
Please, Elizabeth, I just came to say I am sorry.
Did you hear me? I don't want your sympathy. I never want to see your face again.
Elizabeth!
Get out. That woman is not welcome in my house. Not now. Not ever.
Over to the campus. I'll just look for her there.
Oh,
Thanks,
wait,
Miss
Wade, please, come in. Please. Wade, I want to thank you for encouraging Mary Lynn to leave the shack and come home.
Oh, it was her idea. I just gave her a little push, that's all.
Well, I appreciate the sound advice you've been giving her. You know, Wade, every time I see you, I like you a little better. Seems a shame, a fellow like you without a job, you know that?
Oh, I have a few leads I'm working
Well,
on.
you know something, Wade, we have a position for stagehand apprentice at the studio. Would you be interested?
Are you offering me a job?
Well, we have the position and we have to fill it, don't we? And besides, I think you could use the paycheck, couldn't you?
I sure could, but I really don't...
Okay, good. Tell you what, first thing tomorrow morning, you come and see me and I'll introduce you to the head of the crew. How's that?
Okay. Thanks, Mr. Dennison. I don't know anything about TV, but I'll work my tail off.
I'm sure you will.
Okay, I'll go find Mary Lynn and tell her the news.
All right.
Thanks again.
No, only too happy to help. Maybe next time, Wade, you can help me.
Maria, you're dead.
You're going to wish you were dead once they get through with you at Statesville.
I'm dreaming you. I can make you vanish.
I'm never going to leave you, Tina. You know the saying, when you save a person's life, that person belongs to you forever? Well, it works the same way when you take a life. Even after they lock you up, I'll be there.
No, there's no such thing as ghosts.
Ghost? I'm not a ghost, Tina. I'm real. Touch me.
No. You're so cold.
Just how long do you think you can survive in prison before you're just as cold as I am?
Leave me alone.
I was warm once, too. But you took away my happiness. You took away my son and even my life. Well, I've returned the favor because now you've lost Court and little Al, and soon, Tina, very soon, you're going to lose the little that you have left. Yourself. Lost. All lost, Tina. All
please, I did not come here to upset you. I came here to explain what happened in Nevada.
I'm not interested in your version of events. I am going to order an autopsy as soon as my son's body is brought home.
Well, I really don't think
What
that's
is it?
necessary.
That frightens you, does it? What's the matter, Lee? Are you afraid we'll find out that you had some part in my son's death?
What?
Elizabeth, you don't
I
mean
know
that.
this woman, you don't. I put nothing past her, not even the death of my son.
As sympathetic as I am to your pain, I am not going to dignify that remark.
Oh, yes. Play the grieving lover for all it's worth. Well, you may have been able to fool Charles, but you're dealing with me.
I am not dealing with you now. I only came here to explain to you what happened.
Please, perhaps another time, Miss.
There will never be another time for me to listen to her. The very idea of my son slumming in some hotel room with a cheap tramp is an offense against everything the Sanders stand for.
How dare you? You know, it's amazing Charles turned out so caring considering he had a mother like you.
Perhaps another time here. Try to understand.
No, I do understand. I do. I'll see you at the funeral.
There will be a private memorial here at the house for family only. That leaves you out.
Elizabeth.
Now, you wait a minute. You know, I came here filled with grief and sympathy for you, but I see that I just really wasted my time because you know what? All you care about is power. Well, let me tell you something, Elizabeth. I have the power and I have the right to be at Charles' funeral.
Don't think you can force your way in.
To your son, I have all the invitation I need. I mean, you tell me how you're going to keep me away. When it's my husband you're laying to rest.
The overnights, Kim?
Oh, not yet.
Check up on him, will you, please?
Sure.
Tom.
Vicky, I'm so terribly sorry to hear about Tina's sentence.
Can you believe it? It is so outrageous. I mean, a life imprisonment for that flimsy circumstantial evidence.
I've never been so shocked. You must be mortified.
Yes, I am. It's horrible. The thing is that Tina's not going to last 20 days in that prison, much less 20 years. And that's why I'm here. This is not a social call. Once again, I need to ask for your help.
Max, here you are. So how are you? Did you make a decision? Come on, man, talk to me.
Steve, I'm looking for someone to make my day, huh? It's obviously not going to be you. Now, if you're here to ask me about the kid, just get out, all right?
Somebody's got to hassle somebody, Max. Tina's going to jail tomorrow. Now, you've got to convince her to give up custody of that baby before she does.
Your husband? You're telling me that my son actually married you?
Yes, Elizabeth, he did.
Lee, look, I am sure this is a terrible shock for Elizabeth.
Patrick, it is a terrible shock for all of us.
Do you have a marriage certificate? Well, forgive me for being blunt, but I'm certain that Elizabeth will want some more proof.
Yes. Yes, I do have a marriage certificate. Actually, we just got married last night, and I really can't even believe that this happened. I can't believe I woke up and...
Yeah, we know. Yeah. Elizabeth, this looks in order. I guess this changes things a bit.
I understand your action now, Lee Halpern. You seduced my son into marrying you, and then you murdered him for his fortune.
Tom, I'd like for you to put me on the air. I need about 10 minutes, that's all. I want to go over the evidence. I want to explain that the jury was wrong and that the judge was mean-spirited, and also announce that I'm initiating a writing campaign to get this decision overturned.
Well, Vicky, that might help you, but it won't help Tina. Not one bit. Besides, I don't think the station ought to be a party to that kind of thing.
Are you serious? You won't help me?
Well, WVLE's on pretty shaky ground. It has been for years, as you know, because of Dorian's freewheeling lifestyle, right? She's even used this station for her own purposes, and I want to get WVLE a better image than that.
You're talking about an image. I'm talking about a woman's life, my sister's life.
Becky, the viewing audience are going to see it for what it is. An emotional plea on your part because you love your sister. All you're going to succeed in doing is aggravating Judge Stillman, the DA's office, and the jury. Now, if you happen to have new evidence, then I could urge the court to rush an appeal for you.
I wish you didn't make so much sense.
Tell you what I will do. I'll write an editorial about the severe sentence and hint that I don't feel justice has been served by Judge Stillman.
Well, that's true enough, Tom. He had it in for her, you know. Because she fainted twice, and then she stopped the proceedings a few more times. So he figured the whole thing was theatrical and planned. And, of course, we don't have any new evidence. Maria Roberts was much too clever for that. Do you know she could very well have succeeded in killing me? The only reason that I am alive today and that Tina is going to Statesville Prison is because Tina figured it all out and went in and stopped her. I know you know all that. I'm ranting. I'm sorry.
Vicky, why don't you sit down? I'll get some coffee.
I don't want any coffee. Thank you. But I'll sit down. Haven't seen you in ages. How are you? How's Mary Lynn? When we took Joey off to Switzerland, you two were in turmoil.
Oh, Joey's all right, I presume, huh?
Yeah.
Good, I'm very pleased
Treatment was very successful.
to hear that. Where Mary Lynn is concerned, we've been going through hell. Right now, we're somewhere in the middle.
Why? What happened?
Well, I told you about Lee Halpern being Mary Lynn's mother.
Mm-hmm.
She refused to admit that she was a prostitute at one time. I found evidence to prove that she was, showed it to Mary Lynn at the same time. She received a letter from Rick saying he has fallen in love with another girl.
Oh, that poor kid.
I know. It was too much. She ended up on the Lantano County Bridge, ready to throw herself in. A young fellow by the name of Wade Coleman managed to stop her.
That's awful. She must have been in agony to be on the verge of suicide.
Yes. This Wade fellow seems to be a good influence on her, but I'm not really that sure of him. He encourages her to be independent. One thing I will say for him, he's not pushing Mary Lynn towards Lee Halpern. Oh, by the way, this morning, Mary Lynn announced she's going to move into a dorm on the campus.
But that's wonderful. That's the best thing she could do for herself.
Vicky, I'm sorry, I don't see it that way at all.
Hey,
Hi. Glad you got in touch with me.
that's some load you got there.
Yeah, the weight of knowledge. So tell me, what are we celebrating?
I'll sit down and I'll tell you. You are looking at a new apprentice stagehand at WVLA.
That's terrific. Oh, I'm so happy my dad offered you the job, and even happier that you took it.
You knew about this?
Yes, I knew.
You arranged it. Oh, great. So I'm a charity case after all. Well, just forget the celebration, forget the job, forget the whole thing.
Will you just calm down? The job was my father's idea. I only mentioned that you weren't employed. He said that he had an opening and that maybe you could fill it. This is a terrific opportunity. Don't walk away from it just because you...
Because he's trying to win points with me, which he is trying to do. I noticed that and ignored it. But if you made him offer me this job,
I told you the job was my father's idea. Have I ever lied to you?
Okay. I'm wrong.
Even if you weren't, your reaction was way off base. What if I had asked my father to give you a job? What's so wrong with that? Nothing. It's just one friend helping out another. You've done a lot for me, you know. And if I have to think that I can never do anything nice for you, well then...
Hey. Looking at you, talking to you, touching you, that's nice. Real nice. Elizabeth, hold it a second here.
Yes. Hold it a second, Elizabeth. What are you saying? That I murdered Charles?
Exactly. Oh, yes. My son made a fool of himself more than once over a pretty face. But he'd never marry you. And it wasn't his time to die. So the conclusion is obvious that you murdered him.
How dare you? You may have lost a son, but I lost a husband. We should be grieving together.
You certainly didn't love him.
Charles was one of the kindest men I have ever met, and I think we had the possibility of a wonderful future.
You make no mention of love, do you? You can't even pretend.
Elizabeth, you're going to have a relapse.
I don't care. My loss will not be compounded by a profiteering cheap slut.
Lee, look, she's out of her mind with grief right now.
No, Clifford. My mind is very sound. Clear enough to know that my son died needlessly in his prime.
You know, Elizabeth, this is very difficult for both of us. I cared very deeply for Charles.
I'm not at all impressed by your performance. Patrick, I want you to call the coroner. Tell him that I want him to perform an autopsy on my son. But he's to look for signs of foul play. Signs that this Black Widow spider killed him.
You just don't give a damn about Tina being wrongly convicted, do you? Or that she's not going to survive one night in that prison?
Of course I do. I don't believe that Tina killed Maria, and neither does Gabrielle. But Max, we're not lawyers. We can't help with this appeal.
Then what am I supposed to do? Grind that little speck of hope she has left right out of her body?
Oh, that's your reasoning.
Yeah, that's my reasoning. Steve, if you had seen her today with that baby, that's all she has left to live for.
Well,
right
Gabrielle is suffering. I'm sorry, Max. I can't believe you know what you're doing here. You are sacrificing that baby's real mother for a pretend one.
I am the real father, if you've forgotten. You're just a lovesick uncle.
Right, some father you are. You're willing to leave your son hanging in limbo while a custody battle takes place.
Yeah, just what exactly bad is going to happen to him, huh? They're going to put him up on the stand, ask him humiliating questions in court? No! He's going to be taken care of by Gabrielle and by me. And he's not even going to know anything was wrong until
until what? You don't have a scrap of evidence to clear Tina. If we held this trial again right now, right here with a new judge and a new jury, she'd still look guilty. Max, I'm sorry. I just want you to separate the issues here. Tina and jail is issue A. Tina, Gabrielle, and Al is issue B. It's that clear.
If it's that, maybe it's that clear for your simple little mind. But in reality, issue B can destroy issue A.
Great, so you're going to side against Tina, with Tina against Gabrielle in court.
Did I say that? Did I say that? No. No, you keep putting these little decisions in my mind, don't you? Well, listen, I have decided that the baby is going to go with Gabrielle. That's right. Only I'm not going to do it on the night before Tina goes into jail. It's called courtesy. It's called compassion. It's called not kicking somebody while they're down already. And listen, if you were done sticking your nose in business that is none of yours, I'll get back to my workout. I'm going to need these muscles to help free Tina.
Max, sometimes you know what you're doing and sometimes you don't. You know, I know why you're in love with Tina. You both live in outer space.
Judge Stillman is not going to agree to let her go out on bail while she's waiting for her appeal.
But suppose we can't get a hearing for a month.
Well, she's not going to last a month, Jeff.
I know. Sanders and McGrath. We are going to need to postpone that for a few days. Oh, sure. We're still working for the neighborhood, but the Tina Roberts case is taking a precedent at the... Look, I promise you it will only be a 2-day delay. I will call you in the morning to reschedule it, all right? Fine. No, don't worry. Bye.
Committee?
Yeah.
Well, we have slacked off on our efforts to stop the waterfront project.
The committee is just getting nervous, that's all. Oh. Kate.
Katie? Katie, sweetheart, what's the matter? What's the matter?
Ma. What is it? Dad, Dad died of a heart attack.
Charles is dead?
Yes. Okay. Yes, he died in a hotel room in Lake Tahoe.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Wasn't there any warning?
No, he was physically fit and he ate right. I guess none of that mattered.
Katie, your father wouldn't even sit still for a minute.
I know, I can't believe it either.
Elizabeth, I really don't think it's necessary
Well, I do.
to call...
Call the coroner now.
Oh, all right. All right, Patrick. Why didn't you just call the coroner, huh? She wants proof. We'll give her proof. I will tell you that the only unnatural thing you will find in Charles's body is an excess of alcohol.
So, you got him drunk to get him to marry you.
Oh, Mike.
Excuse me, I'm going to make that call.
You want to know something? He suggested marriage, Elizabeth. And as a matter of fact, he told me that he mentioned that to you before he left Landview.
He said he might marry you, only to get back at me because I so highly disapproved.
Oh, really? Well, I guess he was a little more serious than you thought. Let me tell you something. He married me for another reason. He genuinely cared about me, and I genuinely cared about him. So why don't we just stop this rancor now, please, and decide on these funeral arrangements?
And the estate.
Oh.
That's your real concern?
I don't understand this. How does your mind work, huh? How does it work? No wonder he wanted to be with me instead of someone so cynical about life as you are.
Don't waste your performance on me. I know what you're capable of. Get her out of my sight!
Lee, I think you really should go now.
No, you know what? I don't know. I just don't feel I'm that charitable right now, Patrick, because I'll tell you something. I've been standing here and I've been called a slut and a murderer, among other things. I think I'm just going to stand here a little more until you get the fact that I am your daughter-in-law.
Never, you tramp. Do you hear me? Never.
You're sure I can order anything I want?
Yeah, of course. It's our big night out.
Well, in that case, the lobster tails sound wonderful. Especially after what we ate, or didn't while we were in the shack.
Okay, ready to order?
Yes, I'd like the lobster tails, please.
Okay.
With baked potato and vinaigrette dressing on my salad and a glass of milk.
Very good. You, sir?
I'll just have a cup of coffee. I'm not really hungry. Thanks.
Fine.
Wade, be straight with me. You can't afford 2 meals, can you?
No, I'm just not hungry. Seriously.
Oh, such a jerk. Waiter?
Marilyn, what are you doing?
Yes.
I'm sorry, but I've changed my mind. I won't have the lobster after all.
Okay.
We want 2 orders of the special berry burger with fries and a couple of colas.
You get coleslaw with that.
Wonderful.
Got it.
Here's the deal, okay? As soon as you get your first paycheck from WVLE, you're gonna blow most of it on 2 lobster dinners at the Seafood Chalet. So let me tell you about my professor who thinks the 60s just started yesterday. He thinks we're all robots before we've opened our mouths or taken a test
I
or
don't
read a
really
book.
want to hear about him. Not right now, anyway. I'd rather tell you something.
Okay. What?
You're about the greatest lady I've ever met.
There you are.
Thank you. Tom, are you quite sure that Lee is waging a campaign to discredit you and win Mary Lynn away from you?
I'm positive of it. It's just as important to her to get revenge as it is for her to have Mary Lynn in her life.
But it would be so stupid on her part to do that, because Mary Lynn has obviously made it very clear that she won't tolerate any behavior like that from either one of you.
That will not stop Lee. She'll just be that much more subtle about it, that's all.
But,
What, Vicky? Go ahead.
well, I don't really think you're going to want to hear this.
Remember all the things I had to say to you that you did not want to hear during your illness? Well, the shoe's on the other foot now. I'd be happy to hear from you, please.
Why are you so insecure about Mary Lynn's love? You are, you know. Otherwise, you wouldn't be so worried about her mother trying to take her away from you. I mean, you've told her everything, right? All the lies, the secrets, it's all finished, and Mary Lynn has forgiven you.
I think the thing that concerns me most is the influence Lee might be having on Mary Lynn. Now, what if she turns her into a carbon copy of herself?
She's a successful businesswoman.
I mean the hooker she used to be.
Oh, Tom, you have to let that go. Look, Lee made some bad mistakes, but she's overcome them.
Vicky, her character has not changed one iota. Okay, I could go on all day talking about this, but we both have better things to do. I want to write that editorial on Tina's sentencing, and I'm sure you'd like to spend some time with Tina.
I think you have to trust Mary Lynn to see and hear any phoniness that gets trotted past her.
In other words, what you mean is stop pushing her away from me with my opinions of her mother. Is that it? Well, that sounds a very reasonable thing to do. That is until I get into a conversation with Mary Lynn or some discussion. And then...
Well, okay. Thank you very much for all your efforts on Tina's behalf. I appreciate it. Let's stay in close touch, shall we?
I like that idea. And thank you very much for listening to me, and thanks for your advice, whether I use it or not. Okay? Give Tina my best.
I will. Thank you, Tom. Bye.
Take care now.
Tess, I'm leaving the studio. Max, there isn't a judge alive who will award custody to a mother who resides at Statesville Prison. Now, come on. Can't you see that you're going to save Tina Payne in the end? Just get it all over with right now.
Why don't you just drop this, huh? What is it? You make some sort of deal with Gabrielle or something? You get the baby back for her, she goes to bed with you?
Ooh, you.
Oh, that's it, isn't it? That's it.
You're the one that gets Gabrielle pregnant and takes off, and now you're siding with Tina, who does nothing but lie to everybody.
Oh, yeah, what about how Gabrielle lied to me, buddy? How about she lied to you?
Protecting Al and you. Damn it, you can't see a good woman when she comes along, can you?
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. You just back off. How you push too far, I'm gonna kick your butt. Now quit acting like an adolescent fool.
Me?
Yeah, you.
What is going on in here?
What
Get out of the way,
doing?
Get out of the way! Come on, let me tell you something. What's wrong with you? You always settle for second best. But then that's the way you were raised, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, good. Let's bring Mom and Dad into this.
Look, I don't know what you're fighting about here, but it is not worth all this violence. Come on, don't do this.
All right, Gabrielle, you're right. I'm sorry. We just got a little bit carried away, okay?
Oh, you really are acting like little boys.
No, that's the way big boys act.
Oh, enough! God! All right, you hit each other, okay? You're even now. Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy. How about you, Steve? You want me to close my eyes so you can hit me again?
Be a little happier, Max.
No.
Let's go!
I will get the security guard up here if you don't stop. Max, you own this hotel. Don't you care about the reputation? And Steve, you're not like this.
He's like this all the time. He's doing his little Sir Galahad act to protect your honor.
Me? This is all about me?
Please, Gabrielle, get out of the way. We've had this fight building since you ditched the ranch and took off.
What?
Yeah!
That's what this is all about.
Damn it! That's enough! If I'm the one who caused this, then I can stop this, right?
Fine. Fine, I got one good one in for you and one good one in for the ranch. I am through.
Yeah, you're damn right you're through. You're fired.
Hey, I quit as of 2 minutes ago. Let me tell you something else, hot shot. Without me around here to take care of all these little details that you find so boring, you might as well rename this tub the Titanic.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. You're lucky I gave you this job as a manager. You couldn't get a job. You're too damn stupid. So you, Gabrielle, like hell will I give up Tina's one last hope the night before she goes to jail.
I just realized the last time I talked to your father, I was so angry at him about the waterfront project. I was so mad at him. Oh, Katie, why do we forget people can leave us any minute? Why do we always assume they have a second chance?
I don't know. Last time I talked to him, I was begging him to get more involved in the family business to get Grams off my back. He laughed and he said, sure, I'll spend more time in the office and then Grams will start feeling better and then she'll say I'm underfoot and that'll be the end of it.
Someone's gonna have to tell Jamie.
Oh, I can't.
I wonder if Charles knew that I still cared about him. I can't help wonder about that.
Of course he did, Mom. He knew that he blew the marriage and that you loved him enough to keep trying over and over again. I'm glad I told him I loved him the last time I saw him. Even if I said it just because I was grateful that he was placating Grams.
No room for guilt, Kate. You were the light of his life. Was he alone?
No. He was with Lee Halpern. Do you know her?
Yes. It was her.
You know, I was really happy because he had this new romance going. Oh, Mom. I hate that I lost him.
Lee, I am begging you. Her health is not good now.
I am going to the solarium where I will stay until you get this murderess out of my house.
Oh, my God.
Look. Listen. I have been both her friend and her enemy, so I know what you're going through, Lee.
Patrick, I mean, thank God you were here. If you weren't here, I might have been arrested. She was a kid.